Okay. Good evening, everyone. Glad you can join me. We're going to continue with linear equations. Are there any concepts or questions? And that could be slope from a graph, slope from 2 points, slope from an equation, how to graph a line, anything about linear equations that anybody has some difficulties with this week that you want to go over tonight.
Trying to if they're if they give us the graph, try to read the slope.
Okay. All right.
You came to the right place.
You came to the right place. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So for example, that question right there, that's a graph. Now, so I'm not just going to show you how to find the slope. I'm also going to show you how to find the y-intercept. And hold on for 1 second. I apologize. That's my son. All right, so let's go here. So the question was, how do I find a slope from a graph? Okay, the easiest way that I would say how to find a slope, how to find a y-intercept, and how to find the equation of a line. So I'm gonna do all three. So the first thing you want to do is identify whether the slope is positive or negative. And how you do that is the direction from left to right. So if I look at this graph from left to right, it's going up. So that means I have a positive slope. The next thing you want to do, one of the ways that you can use slope using the formula sheet, which is slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can do that by identifying points on this graph. But I don't think that's the easiest way when you have a graph. The easiest way, I think, is to identify 2 points. So the first point is selecting where the line crosses the y-axis. So here, that's known as the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. So your y-intercept is +3. Then we're going to select another point because you need at least 2 points to find the slope of a line. I'm going to grab this one right here. But I could have used this point. I could use this point. I could even use this point. It doesn't matter. But what I would suggest is to use a point that corresponds to whole numbers on the x and y axis. And watch this. So now I'm going to find the slope. And how we want to do that is we want to do rise over run. Rise, as you probably can tell, means to go up. So if your number is positive, it's rise. If you're going up. If your rise is negative, you're going down. Okay, so if I start, I usually start at a point that's to the left. So I'm gonna start here. Okay, my rise, I gotta select another point. So I selected that y-intercept, 1, 2, 3. So I had to rise 3. I had to go up 3. So that's my rise. In order to get to the point though, because I'm still not at the point, I need to go over to the right. 1, 2, 3. So my run is also 3. Well, 3 over 3 reduces to 1. So that means my slope is 1. My y-intercept is +3. So my equation of the line, if I'm using slope-intercept form, y equal mx plus b, all I'm going to do is substitute my slope, which is 1. So y equal 1x, and my y-intercept is +3 plus 3. So that will be my equation, y equal 1x plus 3. But as you should notice, if you've been here for a while, if you're new, you don't need the coefficient of 1 before a variable. You will never see a coefficient of 1 before a variable. So we're going to erase that 1. And the equation of this line will be y equal x plus 3. So I know you only asked me for the slope, but I want to prepare you to take this exam so you're prepared for all three. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? And what's the equation on the line? because they could ask you any of those questions. So you need to be ready for any of those questions. Does that answer your question?
Part of it, yes.
Okay. What are you not sure of?
Well, from looking at your videos, that's how I was able to find the Y-Intercept and the MX plus BI. That's how I was able to identify it watching your videos.
Okay. So what I would probably say is what you can do is once you had that information about Schoology. So let me show you. Let's look at that right now. So I can show you some of the practice that you can do. So let me go here. Let me go to my Schoology site. And I'm going to show you how you would use it to practice. So the most important thing is once you learn something is to practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go under, you have math lessons, you have practice tests. So we're going to go under practice tests and additional practice problems. Okay. If you notice, I have a specific section under linear equations. I'm going to go under linear equations and then finding slope given 2 points, find the slope of a line, find a slope in the Y-intercept, equation of a line. So you can use, I would actually go through all of these and make sure you understand it, right? So we're going to just find the slope of a line. Boom. And I would have to preview, of course. And let's start a new attempt. And this is all you would do. And this is what's available to you. So again, how do you find the slope given a graph? So you could use, again, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or you can use rise over run. So since I have 2 points, I'm going to go here and I'm going to use my rise. How many do I have to go up to get to this point? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I had to go up 4. So my rise is 4. Okay, let's go over. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my run is 6. So my slope of this line is 4 over 6, but that's not in lowest terms. So we must reduce to lowest terms. So our greatest common factor is 2. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times. So the slope of this line is 2 over 3. And what does that mean? That means for every 2 that I go up, I must go over 3 and I will be on that same line. So this is the practice available to you. So you would go ahead and select 2/3 or whatever the answer is. We hit next. And then you have another problem which you can practice. Let me increase the zoom. That's a little small. Okay, why is it not? Okay, there we go. Again, if you notice, this graph has several points. But remember, you only need 2 points to find the slope. So if you get a graph, I recommend rise over run. Start with your leftmost point. And how do I get to my second point? Rise, I need to go up. 1, 2. So my rise is 2. And my run, how do I get over to that point? 1, 2, 3. My run is 3. So the slope of this line is 2/3. Got me?
Yes.
Okay, so now you can either use the practice section that I just showed you, or you could also use, the individual sections. Let me show you that in a minute. I have enough practice here that you can practice for days on any type of problem. So what I recommend is when you come across a concept that you want to practice, make sure you understand it. You can go here under linear equations. And here, if you notice, I have a pretest to see what you know and don't know. If you score 80 above, go to the next section. If you don't, and you don't fully understand the concept, you can go to my textbook lessons. So inside of here, you can find a lesson on how to do it. Now, if you want to practice, you can go here. So either CK12 or Khan Academy. Let's try Khan Academy just so you can see it. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of concepts in linear equations. This is probably the most important area on your GED exam. It will be anywhere from 7 to 10 questions on your exam. So slope intercept from 2 points, slope from an equation, graph from linear standard form. Let's see, I wanted to slope from a graph right here. So I could click on that. Go ahead, continue. I don't know why I did that. Schoology just changed a great deal. But here's practice in Khan Academy. Let me make it a little bit smaller so we can see it. What is the slope of the line? So the first thing, again, remember what I said, from left to right, what direction it's going down. So I know my slope is going to be negative. So that's the first thing you want to be able to identify. From left to right is if it's going up, it's positive. If it's going down, it's negative. So right away, you should be able to get rid of the 2 of the multiple choice answers because they're going to have 2 positive and 2 negative answers. So then we just start with the leftmost point. And in order to get to my second point, I need to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my rise is -8 because I went down. And now we have to do our run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, my slope is -8/5. So what I would do is I would go down here to my answer box and put -8/5. And then let's check our work. Hold on. Let me close this up. And let me clear it out first. And let's check our answer. I don't know. Hold on. What is it? There we go. Check. Nice work. The most important thing about preparing for this GED exam is once you cover a concept is to practice. And in Schoology, I give you so many areas. I got my own practice section. I got CK12 practice, and I got Khan Academy practice. You can practice as much as you want. And then once you understand the concept and you got it in your wheelhouse, then you can move to the next concept. So that's what I would recommend. Okay.
Is Schoology free?
So, well, if you purchase the book, yeah, it's free.
Okay.
So yes, it's free. And then let me also say this. So let me say this. It was my wife's wedding, our wedding anniversary, and then I had some vacation. So that's why I was unavailable for the one-on-ones. I didn't realize graduation days or graduation for many states were coming up. I mean, I realized that I just didn't, I don't know what happened. So I got a lot of emails about the schedule, unable to make the schedule. That's because it was my wedding anniversary, my wife's birthday, and I was on vacation from work. But if you need to schedule a one-on-one, if you're unable to schedule it, just give me a call or email me to make sure we can get you in if you're scheduled to take that exam before the end of the month. Do not take the exam before you make a one-on-one with me, because I'm going to give you the most common questions you'll see on the exam and how to prepare for them.
Can I get your phone number again? I forgot.
Well, what I'll do is, because I usually put these on a video, so I'm gonna give it to everybody.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. I
I was just gonna say.
I'll send it to you in the email.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll send it to you in the chat right now.
Okay, thanks.
Send it to me too, Mr. Tinsley.
Okay, I'll send it to everybody. I'll send it to everybody in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Does everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
You're so welcome. So one of the things I wanted to tell you is just practice, practice, practice. And when you set that one-on-one, I'm going to tell you the questions that usually will appear on your exam every single test. So those are the ones you're going to be well prepared for. Okay. So make sure you schedule that one-on-one. Okay. All right. Any other questions about linear equations? before we move back to standard form again. Any questions? Okay. All right, let me go back.
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
I can't. There's one I was doing, I didn't understand it. Let me see if I have it in my phone. There's like where there's bracket where you have to multiply the bottom number something. I don't know understand. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. I didn't get that.
Okay, well, see if you have it in your phone and text me
Okay.
with it. Text me with the image and I'll call it up.
All
Okay.
right.
So the two things I want you to be able to do is to be able to identify if the slope is positive or negative, by which direction. Be able to identify the Y-intercept. Be able to identify the slope in the equation of a line from a graph. That's almost on every single exam. Almost every single one.
Let's see if I
So
see it.
let's see
I
if we
have
can
so much stuff on this phone.
equation from a graph. Let's see if we have it. Graph from slope intercept equation from graph. So watch this. Here we go. So slope intercept from graph. That redirect notice must be new. Just hit continue and it'll take you to the site. So let's look at an example. Wow, look at that. That looks, wow, what equation of line is that? Okay, so what I want you to do is, what are we going to identify first when I'm trying to find an equation of line?
Negative or positive?
Negative or positive. So from left to right, which direction is this line going?
Positive.
You leave it.
Positive. So we know that this graph is positive. So one thing about the GED is most of the time it's multiple choice. So you'll be able to get rid of two of the answers. So positive. Okay, what is the Y-intercept?
-3.
-3. So the Y-intercept, or B, is right there. -3. So right away, if you had multiple choice that said Y equals something something -3, Y equal 2x plus 3, Y equals something plus 8. Well, if you only have one that has a Y-intercept of -3, you already know the answer. So the Y-intercept is 3. So that's the first point we're going to use. So I'm going to go along this line. And what I realized is I could use this point here. I could use this point here. Or I could use this point here. It does not matter. I'm going to use the one closest to my Y-intercept. So my rise is going to be what?
1.
1, because I need to go up 1. 1. And then my rise is going to be what?
Your run is going to be 2.
2. So my slope is 1/2. So this is very important for you to understand, because with this graph, I can show you easily. Watch this. My slope is 1/2. That means every time I go up 1, I need to go over 2, and I'll be on this line. Watch this. Up 1. Oops, that's a little bit too big. Hold on for 1 second. Up 1, over 2. Am I on the line? Yes, I am. Up 1, over 2. Am I on the line? Yes, I am. Up 1, over 2. Am I on the line? That's what the slope means. It's a constant rate of change. Okay, so if my slope is 1/2 and my Y-intercept is -3, what's going to be my equation of the line?
Y equals 3. 1/2.
1/2.
I mean, sorry, -3. Oh, no. 1/2. 1/2 minus 3.
Nope. 1/2 what?
-3. Oh, X. I'm sorry. X.
1/2 X minus 3, because what we want to remember, we want it to be in the form Y equal mx plus b. 1/2 X minus 3. So in Khan Academy, all you would do to put your answer in is put 1/2. So Y equal 1/2 X plus 3. And then you would hit check. Oops. I don't know what
We minus 3.
Oops. It's
Minus
-3.
3.
Oops. That's why. See how I make a mistake? -3. Check it. Okay, now, in this case, they put the plus sign here, but this is the same as, so y equal 1/2 x plus a minus 3 is really y equal 1/2 x minus 3. They're the same exact thing. You will never see two operators next to each other. Okay, that's just because they set it up like that, you would have to put it in that form. But let's try one more and let's see if we can do it together. Let's see. So let's look at this. And what I want you to do is I want you to send me your answer in the chat in slope intercept form, y equal mx plus b. Okay, what is the equation of this line? Because the biggest thing that I realize is when I'm going over things in videos, or we have GED Math Mondays, or have my one-on-one sessions, people understand it like, yeah, I got it. And then when I ask them to do it, oh my goodness, no. So right now, what I want you to do is tell me the equation of this line. And send it to me in the chat. What is the equation of this line? That's right. I smell the smoke. That's right. Got that brain working tonight, don't I? That's right. What's the equation of this line? How you doing, Shannon?
I'm at the same.
What is the equation of this line? And I gave you three minutes for this problem. I gave you 3 minutes for this problem.
Oh, I did it wrong. Did not do it wrong. Yes, I did.
Okay, Darlene, so the screenshot, you wanted me to go back over that? Darlene, can you hear me? She must have stepped away for a second. Okay, oh, I see two messages in the chat. Okay. So, I don't know why is my, okay. So Earl, I got your answer. And then Darlene, I have your answer. And I'm waiting for
I hear you. I
Shane's
was just
answer.
trying to concentrate on my work.
I'm sorry. So Darlene, which one did you want me to go over? That one that says passes through 2 minus 2 with the slope of -5/6?
Both. The
Okay.
one when it has the bracket that you have to work it on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, no problem, Shannon. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so let's go over this problem now. So, first of all, is the slope of this line positive or negative? Is the slope of this line positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Okay, what is the y-intercept?
-9.
-9. Okay,
Nine.
because we already have a point, because you need 2 points to find the slope, we're going to use the y-intercept. Now I'm gonna go along this line. So this is what's important, because a lot of times people have problems finding the slope of the line when they don't give you the 2 points. But guess what? They're giving you the 2 points. You just got to identify them. A line is made up of infinite amount of points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up this line, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to select a point that's going to give me a whole number for both x and y. So I'm going to use that point right there. The reason why I wouldn't use this point is because even though y is -7, I can't tell what x is. Is it 0.8? Is it 1/2? Is it 0.63? I don't know what it is. So I'm going to select a point on this line that corresponds to whole numbers on the x and y axis. Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
I'm going to use my rise over run. So if I start at my leftmost point, what direction do I need to go?
Up.
Up.
Count with me.
1,
1, 2,
2, 3, 4.
4. So my rise is 4. Now I have to find out what my run is. What direction am I going to go?
Right.
To the right. How many?
1.
1. So my run is 1. So 4 over 1 can be reduced to what?
4.
4. So I have my slope. I have my y-intercept. What would my equation of the line be?
Y equals 4x minus 9.
There you go. Y equals 4x minus 9. So this is one of these resources that's absolutely free. So what I tried to do is, once you purchase the ebook, I tried to give you resources that are free. Now, there's a whole bunch of free resources out there,
I know.
but I tried to put them in one place so you can practice. So, so let's put that in. Let's see if that's right. So I'm gonna clear it. 4x minus 9. So let's go and see if we can put that in. 4x minus 9. 4x minus 9. And let's check it to see if it's right. There we go. Now, say if you if you got it wrong. Again, I want to share these resources, right? Like, so this was, now I'm gonna do the problem, and I'm gonna do it correctly, but I'm gonna purposely put the wrong answer in, so because I'm gonna show you what you can do. This is how fast you should be able to do this problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put 4 multiple choice on first. Okay, this is the multiple choice. What you should be able to do is, first of all, say from left to right, this slope is going down. So I know my slope is negative. So right away, immediately, you should be able, let me change the color. You should be able, if I know the slope is negative, you should be able to get rid of A. You should be able to get rid of D. Why? Because A and D have positive slopes. Right away. You should be able to get rid of them right away, just by identifying if the slope is positive or negative. The next thing you should be able to do is identify the y-intercept. My y-intercept is +5. So right away, +5, I have 2 options left, B and C. C has a y-intercept of -5. I got my answer just like that, 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, that's if they give you the multiple choice. Identify if it's positive or negative, identify your y-intercept, identify your slope using rise over run. But if you notice, I didn't even check for my slope, did I? I didn't have to, because I was able to get rid of 3 of the 4 choices. I didn't have to do my slope. And that's what I want you to get in the habit of. And this is why you practice. So let's look at it. Now, so say if I got it wrong. Now, we just did it correctly. We said 1/3. Well, let me make sure we understand first. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me make sure. So we said our slope was negative. Our y-intercept was +5. My slope, which is rise over run, I'm gonna start with this point here, and I'm gonna use this point here. So I gotta go down 1, which is -1, because I went down, and I gotta go over 1, 2, 3. So my slope is -1/3. So if they asked you for the slope, you would say -1/3. If they asked you for the y-intercept, you could say +5. If they asked you whether the slope was positive or negative, you would say negative. If they asked you what's the equation of the line, you would say y equal -1/3 x plus 5.
Now,
Now,
Mr. Tinsley, can
Yes.
you go down? Can you go down to one more and go over? Can you do it that way too? Go down
And so
to,
if you want to pick this point here,
yeah.
yes. So a wonderful, wonderful question. I love it. I love when people ask questions. Watch this. So I'm gonna start from here. Watch this. 1, 2. So I went down 2. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I reduce -2, 6, the
1/3.
lowest term, I still get -1/3. It doesn't matter which 2 points you use. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. This is the beauty of Khan Academy. Oops. Say if I type my answer in -1/3, but I get it incorrect. So I'm gonna put 1/3 x plus 5, right? Let me clear the screen. So I put it in incorrect. This is one of the things I like about Khan Academy. So I'm gonna check my answer. I purposely I inputted it incorrectly. Said not quite. You can say, okay, let me try it again, or let me get help. And look what it does. It walks you through step by step how to get the answer. It tells you identify y equal mx plus b. It tells you get the y-intercept, which is 0, 5. Now, in this case, it doesn't use rise over run. It uses y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, this is how they show you. The way I'm showing you, if you notice, is much easier. Rise over run, down 1 over 3. Look, they doing what's on the formula sheet. They doing this. That's going to take you much longer to do, but you still can do it this way. But they walk you through it. This is why I would rather you come to GED Math Mondays and watch my YouTube videos, because most of the times I'm going to show you a way that's much easier than which most resources show you. Okay. So again, wonderful question, or a wonderful question. You can use any 2 points. And then once you can try it again and say, okay, it was -1/3 plus 5. Then you can check it. It's going to let you know that you got it right. And these are the free resources that you can use anytime and as much as you want. Okay. All right, good. All right, so that's any other questions. So let's look at some of the things we did parallel and perpendicular. Let's see some of the practice problems that I have for you. So let's look at identify parallel and perpendicular lines. Because what happens sometimes on the GED, they might ask you a question in a different way. So these are some of these resources that allows you to ask these same questions in a variety of ways. So this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted here. Okay, so that's not what I wanted. So that's not what I wanted. Let me see. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Oh. Okay, I will find it. Don't worry. Let's go back to linear equations. And I do have a portion under CK12, hopefully. Let's see for parallel and perpendicular lines. Let's see. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's make sure. There we go. Equations of parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So let's go to parallel lines first. We can continue. And it is not working tonight. Why are you doing this to me tonight? Don't do this to me tonight. You're just spinning there, spinning, spinning, spinning. I know it's not my internet. Okay, there we go. For some reason, I had to hit it twice. Don't know. Let's keep practicing and let's look at a problem. Because again, these resources ask you the same type of questions in different ways using word problems. Find the equation online given the following information. It passes through 1, 4 in parallel to y equal 2x plus 3. So this is similar, Darlene, to the question you were asking, but your question was perpendicular. We're going to get there in a minute. So what we know is, what do we know about parallel lines?
They never cross.
They never cross. What else do we know about parallel lines?
Run alongside each other.
Parallel lines never cross.
And it's infinity.
For infinity, right. We're going for what else? This is what's most important for our purposes.
It has the opposite, go opposite ways, directions.
No. They don't go in opposite directions. They have the same slope.
The same, yes.
So what I mean by parallel lines, so let me draw them for you. Let me get my line tool here. So two parallel lines, oops, would be like that.
Is one
Two
negative
lines
and one
that will never
positive?
cross. Doesn't know, it's not one, it's one negative, it doesn't matter. Two lines that never cross. You can have two lines that are parallel that have a negative slope, but they will never cross. That's in respect to each other. Parallel lines, plural. So you have to have more than one. Two lines that will never cross. The reason why they will never cross is because they have the same slope. So, two things from this question. When they tell me find the equation of a parallel line, and they gave me an equation of y equal 2x plus 6, I know any other equation that's parallel to that is going to begin with y equal 2x. Now, I don't know the y-intercept, but I do know it's going to start with y equal 2x. So if I had multiple choice, and I had y equal minus 2x minus 5, y equal minus 1/2 x plus 2, y equal 1/2 x plus 5, and y equal 2x minus 3. If I had the multiple choice, what I know is the slope of this line is 2. And because I know parallel lines have the same slope, I'm looking for an equation that has a slope of 2. Bang, done. If they give you the multiple choice, understand what you're looking for with parallel lines. They have the same slope. So whatever's in front of that X, you're looking
And
for the
Mr.
same
Tisley,
exact thing.
if they don't give us the A, B, C, or D, the multiple choice, we will solve that by using 4 as Y.
I'm going to show you right now.
Okay.
But do you understand how to do it if they gave you multiple choice?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so let me clear it now. Let me clear the screen. And let me show you how you would do it. So first of all, what you're going to do is identify my slope from this equation. So y equal mx plus b. So my slope is whatever in front of the x. So my slope is 2. That's first. Then I identify my other given. They gave me a point. I know each point is an ordered pair, x comma y. So I know my x is 1, my y is 4. So watch this. Y equal mx plus b. And I'm going to substitute everything that I know. Y is what?
Y should be 4.
Y is 4. Equal. My slope, m, is what?
2.
2.
2. My x is what?
1.
1 plus b. Okay, so I substituted everything that I'm given. Okay, so now I'm gonna simplify this. 4 equal, what's 2 times 1?
2.
2 plus b. How can I get the b by itself? What must I get rid of?
The 2.
The 2.
The 2. How do I get rid of positive 2?
Subtract
Negative
it.
2 on both
Subtract
sides.
2 or negative 2. I usually don't say subtract 2, but if that's what how you remember, that's fine. So I'm gonna subtract 2 or take minus 2 from both sides. What is 4 minus 2?
2.
2. I'm gonna bring down my equal. My 2's cancel. I'm gonna bring down my b. So now I know my y-intercept because b is the variable for y-intercept. I know my y-intercept is 2. I know my slope is 2. So my equation of the line is going to be what?
2. Y equals 2. X plus 2.
2. And then you check it. There you go.
Wow.
Say it again. Wow. The biggest thing that you can do is practice. Practice. And what I like about CK12 is they give you about 10. I like Khan Academy. They only give you about 4 problems at a time. What I like about CK12 is they have varying difficulty. So what happens is as you get more and more right, they increase the difficulty because you want to be prepared. So look at this. I'm going to show you. They give you beginning, exploring, developing, proficient, or mastery. Once you're at proficient, that's good enough for the GED. Okay, so let's try another one that's parallel. Now, look at this. This is a word problem. This is what I'm trying to show you. This is what I'm trying to demonstrate. People always say, I hate word problems. Oh my God. Well, the best way to defeat word problems is to battle word problems, is to practice, practice, practice. Now look at this long paragraph. Suppose a coordinate plane were transposed over the map of a city and First Street had an equation of y equal 2x plus 1. If Second Street ran parallel to First Street and it passed through 0.59, what would be the equation of Broad Street? Most people head is going to explode reading this. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
This is
absolutely right.
Absolutely right. But again, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take those deep breaths and say, Mr. Tinsley gave me everything I need to pass the exam. What keywords do I know? First of all, what would be, we're looking for the equation of a parallel line. I know how to equation a parallel line. I need to find a point and a slope. So what did they give me?
The 2x plus 1.
So can I find the slope from that equation? What is the slope from that equation?
2.
2. Now, I need a point. Did they give me a point?
Yes.
Now,
5.
Oh, 5
X.
and 9. X and Y.
Y. All that other stuff is extraneous. You don't even need it. The key point was parallel. You identified the equation, you identified the point. Now, because they said parallel, you now go, okay, I know slopes of parallel lines are the same. So we're going to go here, y equal mx plus b.
Plus B.
What's my y going to be?
9.
9. Equal. What's my slope?
2.
2. What's my x?
5.
5 plus b. All I did was rewrite what's given. I substituted what's given. Now let's simplify. 9 equal, what's 2 times 5?
10.
10 plus b. How can I get b by itself? What do I need to get rid of?
Subtract 10 from both sides.
I need to take 10 from both sides of the equation. What is 9 minus 10?
1. Negative 1.
Negative 1. We're going to bring down our equal. Our 10s cancel. We'll bring down our b. So we know our y-intercept is negative 1. We know our slope is 2. What's going to be my equation of the line?
2x.
What's my equation of the line?
Negative
Y.
1.
Y
equals
equal
2x
2x
minus 1.
minus 1. You cannot forget that y equal. Now let's check it. Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm
good.
going to give you everything you need to pass this exam. Your part is you need to practice. And anything you have trouble with, like Darlene, I can't show you my phone. She just sent me a problem she had problems with. And we going to go over it. This is all you got to do. So whether it's in Schoology, whether you take a picture of it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to help you pass this exam. What I need you to do is once we go over a concept, practice, practice, practice. Okay, so now let's try perpendicular. Now this is Schoology. You can do it how many questions you want. You can keep going. But I'm gonna hit done. And let's try the perpendicular equation. So I'm gonna go here. This is free. Once you buy the ebook, all this stuff I put it in one place so you can have one place that you can get all the necessary resources you need. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to use another site. Now let's try perpendicular. Okay, I don't know. This just started since Schoology changed this site where you got to redirect. Just hit continue. Okay, keep practicing. Now, say for example, you are a paper person. If you notice, you can download the worksheet yourself too. So if you want to do them all at one time, you can download the worksheet to your computer if you needed to. I love it. I love it. So let's do the next practice problem. So let's keep practicing. And let's try this. Look at this. Find the equation. Now, this is very similar to the problem we just did, but they're no longer talking about parallel lines. They're talking about perpendicular lines. What is a perpendicular line? Can anybody tell me?
It's a negative.
Nope. No, I don't want you to tell me what the slope is.
Oh,
What is a definition of a perpendicular lines?
it runs vertical.
Nope.
No.
So that's the first thing we
Forms
must
a 90-degree angle.
Yes, who said that?
Okay.
Wonderful. So perpendicular lines are two lines that when they cross will form a 90-degree angle.
Right.
Okay, will form a 90-degree angle. So a L. That's all perpendicular lines. So if you look around your house, a table, your wall, that's why buildings are made at 90-degree angles. 90 degrees. When they cross, it will form an L, 90 degrees. That's perpendicular lines. Now, okay, so we know that. So now we know the definition. Now, Earl, so we said parallel lines have the same slope. What is the relationship that perpendicular lines have?
The negative.
Not the negative. Can anybody tell me?
The opposite.
Hold on, I just got a long message. Hold on, who sent me this long message? This is from Zoom. Wow, what is it saying? So, somebody tried to record. Listen, you don't have to record these sessions. I record these sessions for you and send them out to you. Okay, so anytime we have the GED Math Monday, I record the sessions and I send them out to you. You don't have to record yourself. Okay, so don't worry about that. So this is what we want to know. So I'm gonna write it down so we will not forget. Parallel lines have the same slope. To find the slope of a perpendicular line, you take the negative inverse. Oh my God, Mr. Tinsley, what does negative inverse mean? Are we in physics class? Do I work for NASA? No, I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. So for example, negative inverse means change the sign and flip. My internet is having some problems here. And flip. What do I mean by that? So if the slope was 2, which is the same as 2 over 1, the slope of the parallel line would also be 2. The slope of the perpendicular line would be change the sign. So that's positive. Change the sign means negative, and flip it. So instead of being 2 over 1, you flip it, 1 over 2. So the slope of the perpendicular line will be -1/2. Does everybody understand that?
But Mr. Tinsley, the 2 stays the same. The 2 doesn't change to negative also.
No. Remember, slopes of parallel lines have the
Okay.
same slope.
Okay. Oh, so slope change. Okay.
Slope of the perpendicular is the negative inverse.
Okay.
Okay, so watch this. Let's go to this problem. Man, time is flying. Oh my goodness. Wow. So again, I want you to hear Mr. Tinsley in your ear when you're taking this exam. Identify what you know. So they gave me a point. They gave me an equation. From this equation, what is my slope?
Should be -5 over 1.
No, ho. Listen to what I asked you first.
1 over 1/5.
What is the equation? Right. What's the equation of this line?
1/5.
The reason why you need to know the equation of this line, because in order to know the slope of the perpendicular line, you got to identify the slope of this line first.
Okay.
Now, the slope of the perpendicular is what?
-1/5.
Nope.
-1.
-5 over 1.
Oh, 5 over 1.
-5 over 1. Now, anything over 1 is a whole number, so that's the same as
5.
-5. Okay. Now, so we already know that our equation of the perpendicular line is going to start with y equal -5x. So if you look at your multiple choice and there's only one equation that starts with y equal -5x, you're done. Pick that one, keep on going. If you have more than one that has a slope of -5, then you have to go in, do when you appoint slope. So y equal mx plus b. What is y?
-3.
-3. Bring down our equal. What's our slope?
A slope is -5. I'm sorry.
-5. What's our x?
-2.
-2 plus b. So I'm sorry, Darlene, are you available? Are you seeing what
Yes,
we're doing?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay, because she's the one.
I'm
She's the
here.
one that sent me the picture of how to find the equation of a perpendicular line. So I want to make sure she was here because she's calling it from work. So this the dedication that I love. I love it. Anyway, I'm sorry. So -3
Yeah, I had to do something.
equal. What is -5 times -2?
Yeah.
Darling.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
+10.
+10. This is where a lot of people make their mistakes. When you're multiplying negative numbers, if they're both negative, your answer is going to be positive. So plus b. In order to get b by itself, what do we need to get rid of?
Or add.
Then the 10.
And how do we get rid of +10?
-10.
-10. And whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. What is -3 minus 10?
-7.
Nope.
-13.
-13. If you are unfamiliar with don't let negative numbers be the reason why you failed this GED math exam. If you don't know, plug it into your calculator. -3 minus 10 is -13. Equal. The 10s cancel, we bring down our b. We now know our y-intercept. We now know our slope of the perpendicular line. What is our equation of the line going to be?
I equals
Y equal
-5
-5.
plus -13.
No.
Oh, I mean x.
X. Y
-13.
equal -5x minus 13. Let's check it. Stop playing. Beautiful. 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 You have one place where you can get how to do it quickly, which is me. You have Schoology that you can go to and practice, whether you use Khan Academy, CK12, or my practice section. You have enough practice and enough word problems. I have enough word problems to get you ready for any exam or any problem the GED is going to give you. So again, once you purchase that ebook, I will give you one-to-one sessions, 1 or 2 sessions. Now, normally I give 1, but I want you to pass. This is not about the money for me. So if I got to give you a 2nd or even a 3rd session sometime, that's okay with me. I want you to pass. So before you take your exam, make sure you reserve a one-to-one spot with me so I can help you prepare and pass this exam. Okay, so we're going to do one more problem, but you're going to do it yourself, and you're going to send me your answer in the chat because I got to get to my son's AAU game. So,
Hey, Mr. Tansley, I got a question right quick.
yes.
On quadratic equations, right?
Mhm.
What do you gonna have to have a negative and a positive, or just gonna be an answer with it? You just gotta have just a negative or just a positive, or you gotta answer both.
Okay, so it depends. So what you know about quadratic equation, this is not linear equations, quadratic equations. That means an equation that's raised to the 2nd power. Okay, because of that, you can have up to 2 solutions. So they can both be positive, they can both be negative. One can be positive, one can be negative. Or you can have 1 solution. You can have up to 2 solutions. So what I want you to do is, if you have problems with quadratic equations, watch my video on quadratic equations, go to Schoology, try some of the problems. If you're having issues with doing it, email me, text me, or call me. Don't wait till next week.
Okay.
All right, so let's try. Let me save this and let's try another problem. Let me clear it and let's try one more. Okay. Here we go. So suppose a coordinate plane were transposed over the map of a city, and First Street had the equation y equal 1/2 x plus 3. If Second Street ran perpendicular to First Street and passed through 0.45, what would be the equation of Broad Street? So what I want you to do is tell me the equation of the perpendicular line, and I want you to send me the answer in the chat. And this is going to be the last problem we're going to do for this evening. Tell me the equation of the line that's perpendicular to y equal 1/2 x plus 3 and passes through 4, 5. And I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. Remember, if you are new to this class this evening, make sure you put your email into the chat so I may send you a copy of this, send the video, send you the link of this video. So if you need to go over it again, you can.
I always get all the screenshots.
Okay, so I set it for 3 minutes. And when you give me your answer in the chat, when you come up with an answer. Okay, so yes, that is so I'm not asking for the slope, darling. That is correct, though. That is correct. The slope is correct. I want the equation of the line. So we know equation line must be y equal blase, blase, blase. But if they ask for the slope, darling, that the slope of the perpendicular, that will be correct.
Okay.
Sessions are important.
That's good though.
At least you can understand what he's saying. He'll stop it.
Hurry.
Okay. Darlene, I have your answer. Don't know if it's right yet. Let me see. Ooh, make sure you check.
Oh,
Make sure you check your sign numbers. Darlene, Earl, that is incorrect. So what you should do this evening after this session is over is you should take a little break, go get something to eat, get some water, take a little break, and then take about 10 to 15-minute break, and then come practice. Okay, that was 3 minutes. I don't know why my alarm, you can't hear it. I was saying my phone is on do not disturb. Because I'm gonna add 1 more minute so we can have some more answers, and then we're gonna go over it. So Darlene, check those signed numbers. Check those signed numbers. You subtracted, or you took the minus. You'll see in a minute. But you're so close. I see where you made your small mistake.
Hope I'm right.
That is incorrect.
That's incorrect, sir.
Mhm. Okay, now that was 4 minutes. So one of the things I want you to do is, if while you're doing this practice and while you're using these resources, if you're spending 4 or 5 minutes on a problem, on a real test, you would do what?
Flag it.
Flag it, skip it, come back to it. I don't want you spending 4 or 5 minutes on a problem. Now, if you're spending 4 or 5 minutes on a problem, you're almost done, then you go ahead and finish. So let's look at this problem. Okay, so what's given?
Slope.
The
Took one
slope.
half.
No, that's not what's given. What's
the
given to us?
equation, the
The
equation,
equation.
Yeah,
So that's the equation. What else is given to us?
the y-intercept and the slope.
Well, hold on. That's from the equation. That's
the
what
2
we get
points.
from the
The
equation.
2 points.
2 points or 1 point?
1 point each.
1 point. So this is the 2 givens. They give us a point.
Mhm.
So this is our equation. This is our point. Now, Darlene, what information can we get from the equation? What 2 pieces of information can we get from the equation of this line?
If it's perpendicular, that means it's got to be inverse.
So we know it's perpendicular, but what information can we get from the equation? What can we ascertain? What does that tell us? What does
The
y
slope.
equal? The slope.
The slope.
So what is the slope of this equation?
1/2.
1/2. Because we know the equation, because we know the slope of this equation, we now can find the perpendicular, the slope of the perpendicular. So if the slope is 1/2, what is the slope of the perpendicular line?
2.
-2/1.
-2/1. So -2/1 can be reduced to just what?
-2.
-2. So that's what's important. Now, so we have the slope of the perpendicular line. What does the point give us?
The X and the Y.
The X and the Y. All right, so let's plug it in. Y equal mx plus b. What is our Y?
Y is 5.
5. Bring down our equal. What's our slope?
2.
Nope.
-2.
-2.
-2. What's our X?
4.
Plus B. So this is where you made your mistake, Darlene. So we're going to simplify. 5 equal, what is -2 times 4?
-8.
-8 plus b. In order to get the b by itself, what do we need to get rid of?
The -8.
The -8. How do we get rid of -8? What's the opposite of -8?
Addition.
+8.
+8. Whatever we do to one side, we do on the other. What's 8 plus 5? So this is where you made your mistake. You did 8 minus 5. What's 8 plus 5?
13.
13. Bring down our equal, our 8th cancel, bring down our b. If my y-intercept is 13, our slope of our perpendicular is -2. What's the equation of the line?
Y equals.
Y equal.
Oh, I got that. To -2.
-2.
X
X
plus 13.
plus 13. Let's check it. There you go. Beauty. And this is why I practice it, because many times as I'm going over it, you understand every step of the way. But when you do it by yourself, you make those small little mistakes. So this is why you must practice yourself. You must at least practice 5, 10, 15 problems. I would say at least 10 to commit something to say, I know it. Okay?
Oh.
All right, any questions before we leave this evening? I'm gonna try to make this AAU game.
This is on CK Academy, right?
So it's 2 different ones. This is CK12,
Oh, CK12.
but you also have the same, right, the parallel and perpendicular weren't on Khan Academy. I put the wrong link, so I'll check for that this evening. I'll try to correct those and correct those links, but this is on CK12. So one of the things you can do, again, once you sign up for Schoology, I gave you the directions how to make your CK12 account, and then you can just click on these links. Okay?
Yep.
Or any other questions? So remember, if you're new this evening, make sure you put your email in the chat. I see a couple new people this evening I haven't seen before, but I only see 1 new email in the chat. So Rossi, did you put your email in the chat? Okay, they're still on me. So any more questions before we leave? So if you don't put your email in the chat, you will be unable to get the link to this video so you can watch it again. Okay. All right. So everyone have a good evening. So remember, you should now be able to find the equation of a line given a point in the slope. You should be able to find the equation of a line that's parallel given a point in the slope. You should now be able to find the equation of a perpendicular line given a point in the slope. And now you should be able to find the slope, y-intercept, and equation of a line from a graph. That's at least 3 to 4 questions on your exam. Okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Kay,
Yes,
how was your first evening?
it was great.